hold on. That is one of the. It's not his job, but a lot of players got their breakthrough under Graham Potter. A lot of Graham Potter developed a lot of this development stature for it. I just feel like what happened with Graham Potter is that one, he went into the wrong club. Graham Potter was destined to be a big.
Sack letter na water. Sack letter na water because Chelsea, you see wetin una start. Na first start sack letter. Na first sack your coach Maresca on the 1st of January. See wetin come happen now. Amorim follow. Immediately after Amorim follow, Thomas Frank pin. After Thomas Frank, Chindash laugh. You know wetin come funny pass? Yeah. We say the two managers wey succeed Ange Postecoglou.
They don't go.
The both of them, they don't sack them. And now between 24 hours, they sack the both of them. It is very, very funny because, but on a good day, no just become. You see, the appointment of Thomas Frank as the third-tier manager, for me, I feel like it is very, very wrong. Because Thomas Frank now just one mid-manager say, okay now, people will talk say they try for Brentford. I look am. I don't see what team they do for that Brentford because Brentford they've never done what Brighton did a few years ago. They didn't do anything that NBA did with Newcastle. They've never finished top 6 or top 7 before. So why are we now saying Thomas Frank is a good manager? Because I don't see. He's just always playing defensive game. And whenever he's playing against the big side, he always good. And whenever he's playing against his mates, the likes of Bournemouth, Nottingham Forest, it's just normal game. And so I don't see when I saw the appointment that Tottenham appointed Thomas Frank, for me I feel like it's just Tottenham downgrading.
No, the thing is, at first instance, it did not seem like a downgrade. But
really?
No, yes, at first instance, because you cannot discredit what Thomas Frank did at Brentford.
I really want you to break down what he did at Brentford because for me,
first and foremost, he brought them to the Premier League from the Championship, which is almost an impossible job for anybody, or just for just anyhow manager.
Yes, Scott Parker has been doing that. Yeah, he got Bournemouth to Premier League.
Yes,
he got sacked. He went ahead. He got Burnley of the now. So like you doing that.
No, I love the fact that you brought in Scott Parker to this conversation. Remember, Scott Parker is an expert in bringing clubs from Championship to the to the Premier League. And let's not forget, Scott Parker doesn't bring average Championship side to the Premier League. He brings the best Championship team to the Premier League. Fine, I understand that it's a good one. He brings the very best Championship side, bring them to the Premier League. Thomas Frank bought an average Brentford. In fact, that was Brentford's second season in the Championship. For fact's sake. So factually, I'm not a fan of Thomas Frank. He did a very good job with Brentford because he brought them to the Premier League. Not just bringing them to the Premier League, he stabilized them as a Premier League side. Scott Parker has been unable to do that even till date. Only way he carry do all the relegation. Fulham way he carry Fulham come relegate them, carry them come again, relegate them twice.
He got Bournemouth.
They almost relegated.
He got fired.
Yes, exactly. So that's just up because he was on the verge of almost relegating them, and how he has come and saved them. So that's just Thomas Frank did a good job by, should I say,
for that.
Yeah, for that. That was a very but the thing is, one thing with the media at times is they get to overhype and bring in over expectations to some of the people. Thomas Frank was never a great manager. He was just a good manager.
Sorry for cutting you there because you are talking about you did a great job at Brentford by stabilizing, bringing them. Now I said something. I said Thomas Frank for me is a down for Tottenham to appoint someone like Thomas Frank, it's a downgrade to Tottenham because how do you move from managers like Pochettino, Antonio Conte, Jose Mourinho, and Ange Postecoglou to Thomas Frank? Thomas Frank for me is just like someone above the relegation zone.
The issue there is judging by the managers they had, just like you mentioned, the likes of Antonio Conte, the likes of they've had big names. But the issue now is those big names, what did they manage to do with the team?
Yes.
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
So they felt like
why go down to Thomas Frank?
They felt like they wanted to take another. One thing I enjoyed or I've loved about this Thomas Frank ride is that we have to understand that some managers are just meeting managers. You cannot take that. You cannot take that away from them. They are just. It's not that it's a way of maybe belittling their achievement, whatever. But they are just mid-table man. As simple as that. Like I said, Thomas Frank did a very good job by stabilizing Brentford. That's he tried. You cannot take that away from him. He showed that he was but he's not a great manager. For Christ's sake, it's Thomas Frank we're talking about. Brentford.
An English manager.
Yes, no, he's Danish. So some of these yes, from Denmark. So some of these English, this media is still English because they are still in the same bracket. So they are still great. So their hype at times can be very, very, very crazy. I can remember when I used to scroll, I see the Talk because there's a UK show we watch, Talk Sport, a very popular podcast, where you see the likes of Jamie O'Hara, you see Jason Condy, they'll be hyping this Thomas Frank like he is one. I mean, like, fuck, Thomas Frank.
There was a point Chelsea, Chelsea board, it was one of those names. I think it was after Tuchel left Chelsea, or was it Tuchel? Yeah, it was one of those names. I'm like, Chelsea, you want Chelsea looking at Thomas Frank as I think it was after Potter or something. So it was during that era they were bringing in Thomas Frank.
I think Chelsea's own was actually quite even better because it was actually a lot of them were even now pointing the comparison between him and Amorim, that he would be a perfect man to come and do this to have like Thomas Frank. Like, look at Keith Andrews in Brentford now, who used to be Thomas Frank's set-piece coach. Now, Keith Andrews, after losing Brian Mbeumo, losing Johan Wissa, Keith Andrews has brought this club. Like, in fact, they are doing better than they were doing under Thomas Frank.
So, in contention for European football,
it's just simple. Thomas Frank should be the likes of the Nottingham Forest, the West Ham, the Everton.
West Ham, I feel like West Ham should not be that commanding because West Ham used to be one stable Premier League team. It's so sad seeing them.
Yes, the thing is, right now they're a mid-table side and they just have to accept
just as
their fate.
Potter. This Thomas Frank is just like Potter to me because we saw what he did we saw what Potter did with Brighton, and that doesn't give. I don't know why.
I don't agree on that.
Why?
I don't agree. I don't agree because everything Brighton is today is Potter.
Okay, the same way everything we can agree that everything Brentford is today, we can say it is Thomas Frank.
No, yes. Hold on. The difference between Brentford and Brighton is like when you are trekking with your head from here to Ibadan. Come on, like Brighton don't just play good football. Hold on, Brighton don't just play good football.
Yes.
They have one of the best scouting networks.
Yes.
That is hold on. That is one of the. It's not his job, but a lot of players got their breakthrough under Graham Potter. A lot of Graham Potter has developed a lot of this development stature for it. I just feel like what happened with Graham Potter is that one, he went into the wrong club. Graham Potter was destined to be a big club manager. That was factual. But one, he went into the wrong club because at that point in time, he wasn't Chelsea. Because everybody was tipping him as Pep Guardiola's replacement because of we saw the football that Brighton played. So he could have just been a little, that's why I say sometimes you have to just know when it's not the right time for you to step up. You just feel like, okay, you know what? I never reached this level. I still did it. They manage. There's this song, one of my guys sang. He said, as long as I'm getting money, who gets past me, no concern me. You were in Brighton, you were earning money, you were okay, you were there. So at that point, be content, over ambition. When you see big club, Chelsea, they will spend and all of that. I think that was when you guys had this what's it called? This takeover with the come on. And we didn't even know the blue code, their strategy and also
I think for that, blue code appointing Graham Potter, it's just they saw what he was doing at Brighton, that he was able to build those players and all. Blue code, I think their vision is for them to build players that they can sell and also build those players together, and in the next 5-6 years those players will gel together and they'll be able to dominate Europe. And that's for me. I feel like every team has their own way of running. Just the way we feel like Arsenal cannot win the league or Champions League. You understand? It's not that Arsenal doesn't have the squad. So I feel like Chelsea also. Chelsea is not the team that where you build. You want to build players. For you to go and get those players
to big trophies and compete for the DPL.
So that is just sorry to the Arsenal fans for using them as that, for that kind of example. Exactly. So now, Thomas Frank, as it is out of Tottenham, and we don't know. We wish him good luck, but I feel like at this point, you might just get one of those small teams you get. So maybe I don't know. You could go for Nottingham Forest this time around because Nottingham Forest just sacked Shondai. And for that one, well, I actually don't see the reason why they sacked Shondai, because it's just there for me. It's just that manager that you just have to put there. If you win some, you will lose some. I just see at that point they should just keep playing. But sacking 3 managers within 25 matches in the league, Nottingham Forest. I don't think that's a good.
It's not a good record actually.
I think just like you used to say that a lot putting a lot of expectation on the team, because the way Nottingham Forest finished last season, they were second for a very long time in the league, and towards the end of the season they dropped to Europa League position. So maybe that was what entered Manaka's edge, and it felt like they are good enough to be in that Champions League.
That's exactly why I use the word overachievement. When you're being overambitious. I usually make reference to this when I'm talking about, for example, the Arsenal fans. I don't mean to be sorry, because in actual reality, we have to state the fact for what it is. This is it. Take for example, Arsenal are a team that has never won the Champions League. In your history,
the final
you've only played in the Champions League final once. You've never ever won the trophy, and all of a sudden, you are the favourite to win the Champions League for a team that has never won the Champions League. So isn't that you are setting a standard for yourself, a standard that you have never even achieved before? Is now the standard you are now set. So
they will definitely do that one day if they really want to win it. So I feel like that's
exactly. We've been hearing this one day, and one day this is 2021. 6. When
we wait for another season, just like Patrick ever said.
Exactly. So now back to this Nottingham Forest. They are forgetting. Manakas has forgotten that just before that season, they were in European battles. They battled relegation.
17.
They battled relegation. This man, what's this man's name? The former manager who got sacked. Not Postecoglou. Nuno. Beautiful. Nuno was the one that came in and saved them from relegation. Saved this team from relegation. We know them to be a proper relegation team. Just the next season, Nuno had this season that happens to be, let's say, a 1 in a million season, just like the Claudio Ranieri did the Leicester season. He won in a blue moon season where he was just finding ways to win games with his haram football. Nuno's style of play, haram football. So he managed that, got into Champions League places. Got at some point, Nottingham Forest were saying they will win the league.
Exactly.
And at some point, they will win the league. But reality got to hit them that, okay, you guys are not that team that you think were. They started losing games. But I started getting angry. I'm like, Oga, you just finished relegation last season.
Exactly.
So why you call the para? It happened, you will go.
I won't really blame him. When you look into your trophy cabinet and you're looking at 2 Champions League, seated in your trophy cabinet, and you are looking at a Champions League spot, you are being second. I feel like it's okay to dream.
Yes,
it's okay to dream.
Just like the sports, to dare is to dream.
Exactly.
There is nothing wrong with dreaming, but at some point
you have to
wake up. Exactly. At some point, even when you are sleeping and dreaming, at some point you still have to wake up. Exactly. So all of those times, Nottingham Forest were doing that, they were dreaming, and at some point they had to wake up to reality, and reality hit them. rather than I'm telling you, if Maranakas had supported Nuno to a point, come on. Like it was not visible. We're not seeing the trust between the management and the club.
At some point, they had to step in,
come to the pitch and
respect the
manager. What are you doing? What impression are you trying to give to the players and give to your fans? That destroyed the relationship we left. It felt like, okay, Ash was who just won the Europa League. Because I love that. What and not win one game. And people don't win one. It was winless in 8. And he sacked him. Now, Sean Dyche, this still brings up. Take nothing away from Sean Dyche. He's a average manager. He's not even a good manager now. Yeah. Sean Dyche is an average manager because he gets to keep things. Keep you up. He does almost what this man used to do with the likes of Sam Allardyce. With the likes of Sam West Bromwich Albion. What is Sam Allardyce's job then was relegation team. They just employ him, keep them. He will go. Relegation. That was what he used to do. So that was the Sean Dyche now. I can remember when they were even telling Manchester United to get Sean Dyche.
Wow.
There's nothing we don't see this like, but anyway, we move. So Sean Dyche now came in, did the average kind of job that he does. I believe that Sean Dyche would have still kept them.
Exactly what I said.
Exactly, kept them in the Premier League. But I'm hearing
with a lot of players.
Yeah, with a lot of players. But I'm hearing rumors now. Victor Pereira, from the ex-Wolf manager, is the one they are taking for the job. So I don't know. Having 4 managers, I think this is a wake-up call to managers to be mindful of that club, because the owner, let's take from Maranakas, feels like, I don't know what he thinks Nottingham Forest is or what he sees currently. Although we cannot disclaim the fact that yes, we actually got some nice players in the squad. So maybe I believe that might be one is the likes of Morgan Biswai, Tomari Hutchinson,
I feel like if they get relegated, if it happens that Nottingham Forest got relegated, they will lose a lot of players.
I want them to get relegated because I have a target. I have 2 midfield player targets I have in that role. Anderson and Morgan Biswai. So I want them to get relegated. I don't bother.
Because at the end of the day, it's going to be the manager that was fired at Nottingham Forest. Because if it happens that Nottingham Forest will be relegated, that means West Ham will be out of the relegation zone.
Definitely.
So that means that the
Nuno left them to come and save another club while they also were.
Exactly.
Some things are just
it's really going to be fun.
Exactly.
And it's really going to be
This is karma.
So it's really going to be very funny and crazy if we see Nuno saving West Ham and then Nottingham Forest.
I hope so.
It's really going to be funny because, and at the end of the day, I feel like Tottenham should have kept Postecoglou initially, because someone he won you the Europa League, you didn't give him the chance to, because we saw injury crisis and all of this. But then it is what it is. You make mistake, and at times the mistake costs you, and that is how it is. No, we'll be saving West Ham. I wish, but then Postecoglou is gone. We don't know where he's going to be managing next. And also, Deserve in Marseille, he has also left job for Marseille. A lot of manager changes, a lot of sack letters. And as it is, we don't know who Tottenham will be employing next. Could it be Deserve? Could it be Pochettino or any other person? We don't know. We are looking forward to see that. And probably we are looking forward to see the manager that will be in the dugout against Arsenal. That will be their next game. And as it is, managers keep getting fired. We don't know who's next. Could it be Arne Slot of Liverpool? Could it be Arteta? Because if Arteta didn't win this league and Champions League, we don't know what might happen. So that's just it. So now let's hear your thoughts in the comment section. Let's know who you are thinking, the manager you are tipping to be sacked next. Let's see. Or you can also say it will be Arne Slot. Abi NC baby. Alright, so that's all it is. We'll catch you guys later.
That's all it is.